Sensei, I think Persona 4 Revival's a great idea. We can make loads of new games and spin-offs, and people will love buying them. And then I'll make loads of Atlas money, and people will love the bear. Epic Bear!
I think a lot of people's problem with Persona 4 getting a remake is that Persona 1 and 2 didn't get a remake first, and I don't think that's going to happen, at least not before Persona 4, because you need to sell copies of a game, and people already know what Persona 4 is, but they don't know what Persona 1 and 2 is, so you need to make a Persona 4 remake to the same standard as 5 and Reload, and people, I think the main reason behind this argument is that people don't realize how much the improvements that were brought in by Persona 5 affect how the game is played and how it feels for people, especially people who don't play JRPGs, especially people who played Persona 5 because it was really stylish and it is really anime because it was not because it's a JRPG, not because they really enjoyed dungeon crawling with Matador. I challenge you to a duel, he says, the skeleton with the sword, and he says, Estrella Dam. And you're like, damn, Matador? Matador knows. Persona 4 Golden is still like a boring-ass spreadsheet game. I don't care how much you think the story is goated, not that it isn't, because it is, but like, it's still like a Microsoft Excel going up and down the menus game, and a lot of your time spent in Persona 4 is going up and down the menus, and if you think about how much time is spent going up and down the menus, it adds up, and Persona 5 rectified this by, you go into a battle, already one of the most annoying fucking things about SMT, and you have everything to the button wheel, and that not only feels good, but also is so much better than going up and down the fucking Microsoft Office 2003 menu. Like every other game, similar game, like ReFantazio, I mean, not really illustrating my point because it's Atlas 2, but like Clair Obscura, that game has the button wheel prompt system. And I think the reason why people really like that game is because, yeah, it's got all of these innovations that games like Persona 5 brought in. Persona 4 Golden doesn't really have that. It has menus and a bear. It has dying immediately if you pick the wrong option. It has, game over, you have to be sent back like a month if you didn't save.
Oh, well, just save, dude. Just skill issue, dude.
Well, like, I don't know. Another thing is that accessibility is the main thing, the main reason why. Have you seen those cutscenes? Have you seen what Persona 4 looks like? Even Golden. It's literally just HD Persona 4. It's not the same level of quality that was brought to Reload and exists in 5. Like, 5's not my favorite game. Many people may know this, but like, it still has all of these innovations and all of these storytelling and like stylistic things that bring you in, things that add to the gameplay of the cinematography, dude. It's like, the menus are like shaking and shit, and it's all dynamic, and like they add loads of like weird flair to everything to make it all, because Persona's the stylish series. It's the stylish series, so they've added so much style to it. And frankly, you need to, if you want to get people hooked on a JRPG, a game that sucks, you're gonna need to dress it up a bit, which is why Persona 5 is so popular, which is why people overlook everything cringe about Persona 5, because it's a cool anime game, and you're playing as the Jacker, and he's like... Yeah. Also, like, Persona 4 wasn't on anything until 2020. It was strapped onto the Vita before they HD'd it up. And I think a lot of Persona fans come from the mindset that everybody can can tolerate the worst parts of both Persona and acquiring video games. Like, if you want to play Persona 1 and 2 right now, you can't do that. You can't do that legally. Like, if you want to play Persona 1, I think it's on, it must be on, like, PS whatever the fuck. But last I know is you have to download it from the store. Either you play the English localization of Persona 1, or you own a Vita, I guess, and you play the PSP version. But, like, this is the thing, is that Innocent Sin on PS1 wasn't localized, and Eternal Punishment on PSP wasn't localized either. So you have a weird thing in the West where the newer version of Innocent Sin is the only one that's available, and the older version of Eternal Punishment is the only one that's available. And good luck getting your hands on those if you want a physical copy. So yeah, at the moment you have to steal it. And before Persona 4 Golden was on Steam or whatever, you kind of just had to do that. You kind of just had to emulate the PS2 version, or and buy a PS Vita. But the case is even worse for Persona 1 and 2, because, like, how do I phrase this? Something like that.
Oh, smoker on me!
I don't know. That's like the worst rendition of Left 4 Dead I could do. And then, instead of remaking 1 and 2, they're going to make Persona 6. Oh yeah, that was another point, was that Persona 6, they need to sell Persona 6, and it's harder to do that if people haven't played Persona 4. If people are turned off by Persona 5, but they wouldn't play Persona 4 Golden because it's boring as shit. Because oh my god, I need to go through the dungeons again, and
Yukiko Dungeon on PS2.
You gotta remember, at the end of the day, Atlus loves money, and to make money, you have to sell a few Persona 4 remakes, so people know who Yu Narukami is, and his bear pal, so they can sell you a plush toy, or maybe a dub of the Golden series that we never got, a third animated series, perhaps, or even maybe more slop, like a third fighting game, or like a third dancing game, or like a third Half-Life, or like Teddy teaches typing. You like Persona 4 spin-offs, right? You want more of them. You want many more. You want to see the bear, and you want to see him in on ice skating. We're going to do Persona 4 the stage, the ice skating, and then we're gonna do the stage again, and then Persona 4 is never gonna end.
Today I'm gonna teach you typing. Here's Sensei.
Hey Teddy, I'm Sensei.
Whoa, that was epic. I'm feeling pretty Teddy Chungus right now.
Honestly, Persona 4's design language is too good not to want to produce more slop of. Like, I can see their point. And there's no way we're gonna get anything else that is Persona unless there are more, like, the investors see more of a prospect in it. And the way to do that is to get people interested in what already exists. And I guess those 3 games because there are only 3 Persona games. Of the 3, only one of them now is not Persona 5 Royal Standard. At the end of the day, we're at the whims of Sega, and they like to make a blue little rat go fast. And that's a bit strange, I think, because he's all fucked up and stuff, and they called him Needle Mouse.
You think there's a cold beer for us at the end of all this?
Ugh. Let me know what you think. I'll read it. I read all of them. I see everything. Yeah, subscribe if you want to see me drink another beer.
I guess I better get going. I got some edging to do.